So you're thinking about buying the iPhone 12, 12 Pro, or 12 Pro Max, or maybe even the iPhone Mini, the iPhone 12 Mini. But there's some things you might want to know about these phones. There's a couple of things that were made obvious to us when you're watching the presentation. You know, that whole thing that Apple put together is really nice, really kind of fun to watch. But as always, there's the fine print you need to pay attention to. I've actually made mention of this a little bit in my last video. I'll leave a link for that in the description below, but I want to go a little bit more deep dive as to if you should buy this phone, what you should know beforehand, so you don't get it and then become disappointed. I mean, at the end of the day, this is an iPhone. It's pretty much the same thing as the year before, just a couple of tweaks here and there. Some stuff you might like, some stuff you might not like, and a lot of stuff you might just not care about. But let's dive into all of it, and I'll tell you all about it right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. So with the iPhone 12 having been released and the iPhone 12 Pro Max and Mini about to come in another month, there's some things you might want to know, especially if you've not already ordered the 12 or the 12 Mini, or maybe if you're even thinking about it, or trying to figure out if you want the Pro, Pro Max, or Mini. And you know, there's some differences between them. And I'm actually surprised at what some people don't know about this generation of iPhone. I mean, it's been leaked for a long time, a couple of these things, but let's go into some of the basic stuff that most people who are watching YouTube know, but you'd be surprised at how many people didn't know, especially based on the comment section of my last couple of videos. To be absolutely clear, there is no 120 hertz display on any of these phones. None of them, none of the phones are getting 120 hertz display. It's gonna be 60. It'll look just like all the other ones. I mean, it is what it is. Some of you were expecting it to happen this year. There were even some rumors regarding that, but they couldn't get it out in time. And for whatever reason, they're not going to do it in the way that most Android phones do it. So, I mean, just deal with it. If you want 120 hertz on any type of Apple device, mobile device, that would be your iPad Pro. That's pretty much the only opportunity you're going to get that. But of course, now all of the phones have OLED displays. That means they're all going to look a little bit better, and all of them have 5G, which is great. I mean, kind of. To be clear, while having 5G is great, and it's not a bad thing to have, it's not really going to change a lot about your life. I've actually done tests between 5G and 4G LTE, and I've seen either no difference or in a couple of rare occasions, 4G LTE actually outperforming 5G. There's a bunch of reasons why this is. My man, Michael Fisher over at Mr. Mobile on YouTube has done a whole bunch of videos about this, and I couldn't do it any better than him, so go check him out for that information. But don't buy any phone this year or maybe even next year just because it has 5G. That's just not a good enough reason. The next thing you should know is that there's no headphones in the box. Now, this shouldn't be that big of a deal. I would hope by now most of you have some sort of headphones or earbuds, or especially if they're wireless. This should not be an issue at all. This is the thing that bothers me the least out of everything. I don't really care. Some of you might, and you definitely will want to know that. You might need to pick up a couple of cheap pairs of earbuds. Remember, no headphone jack, so it has to be Lightning or at the very least Bluetooth. But you have a lot of options. Maybe I'll leave one or two in the description below. But really interestingly, and probably most importantly, because these boxes are going to be so much smaller and thinner and, I don't know, better for the environment, you're not getting a power adapter. Now, again, this is kind of important because one of the reasons that Apple said they're not doing this is to stop waste, e-waste, which is a problem. Of course it is. But I also believe this has to do more with some cost-cutting measures. The reality is they're putting in a Lightning to USB-C adapter cable in the box. And if you do not have a USB-C power brick, which most iPhone buyers, especially ones that are upgrading from previous models, do not have, then you're going to need to buy one separately. Now, if you buy one from Apple, you're going to pay way too much. But you can go on Amazon and there's a bunch of different providers that sell these. Maybe I'll put some of those in the description as well. So you're gonna need to buy a couple of those. Don't just buy one because, again, just like anything else, you know how you lose your power adapter? If you don't have it, then it's no good. Now, if you do have an older iPhone with a Lightning adapter, you can use that cable. It will not fast charge it, but at least it will charge your phone. But I'm talking more for the people that are coming over from Android to iOS. I've made a video about this earlier in the year where I talked about how fast, especially in the last year, people are coming from Android to iOS. It's happening all over the world. The pricing is also weird, at least for the iPhone 12. They made you think that this phone was, you know, $700. Well, no, that's actually the iPhone Mini. Really, if you're thinking about going from the iPhone 11 to the 12, there's actually a $100 difference. It actually went up in price rather than staying the same. This is the first time Apple's done this in a little while. It had been going downwards rather than up. Now, of course, they will argue that the Mini can be the replacement for the 11. I just do not agree with that. The main thing is the battery is smaller. It's not going to last you as long. So just keep that in mind. I know there's a lot of people in the comment section and even some other tech YouTubers that are really excited about the iPhone Mini. I've already said my piece. I'm not interested in a smaller phone, so it doesn't apply to me. But if you are interested in the iPhone Mini, I mean, listen, you just make sure that the battery's going to last you all day. It probably will, but just know that it's the smallest battery of all of them. But that pricing is weird, like I said, because not only is there a price increase for the iPhone 12, which of course it has an OLED screen now and 5G, I get it, there should be a price increase. There's even more so than what they originally said. They say from, $7.99, but that's not even true. That's with a $30 benefit from different carriers. Now, when they first announced this, it was only AT&T and Verizon that were giving this $30 off, so that it was $7.99, but now T-Mobile Sprint, which is now the same company, are doing that as well. However, we don't know how long that's going to last. The real price is $829. So if you buy it unlocked, you're paying 30 extra bucks. I suspect most carriers will eat that $30 just to keep you on their system. But let's just be honest, it went up additionally. So really the price of the iPhone 12 didn't just go up $100, went up $130 with no headphone jack, no headphones, no power brick. But it does have 5G and OLED, I mean, you know. And it still only has 64 gigs of storage on the iPhone 12. For most people, that'll be enough, but I still think at this point, when you're now spending all this extra money, Apple probably could have done us all a solid and made it 128 gig. Another thing to keep in mind are the cameras are quite different between these phones. You know, the thing with these Apple kind of presentations, they show all the really great stuff about the cameras, and sometimes it kind of melds together in your head the actual capabilities of all of them. Now they can all shoot 4K, they can all shoot Dolby Vision, which is great, but only the Pro Max can do 60 frames a second, and the Pro at Dolby Vision. And then there's some other differences between, for the first time ever, between the Pro and the Pro Max, the cameras are different. This is crazy. Now this right here, if you're a Pro user, I'd be upset about this because it doesn't make any kind of sense. You expect the Pro and the Pro Max to be exactly the same minus the size, which of course gives you a little bit more battery than the Pro Max, but that should be it. No, the camera system is different. If you remember watching the video, you'll see that they had a sensor shift for the stabilization. That's actually only in the Pro Max, not just the Pro. It's not even in the Pro at all, as a matter of fact. Stuff like that, an additional zoom on the Pro Max over top of the Pro as well. So just think of it this way. The Pro Max has the best camera system. The Pro has a better camera system than the 12. And then those are all kind of the same after that. So basically, if you want to shoot video and you really want to do something professional, it might have to be the Pro Max. And in my case, I don't mind this because I only want the largest screen phone anyway. However, for someone who wants a smaller screen, maybe the 6.1 inch version of like the Pro, but doesn't want to have to pay the extra money for the Pro Max or doesn't want a larger phone, this is kind of a bummer. Like, I don't know why Apple has chosen to do this. Maybe it's a size constraint thing, but it just seems kind of weird. I don't know, it doesn't seem very user-friendly to me to have to buy the largest, not just the most expensive phone, but the largest phone as well, just to get some features that, as maybe a content creator, I want access to, but don't want a larger phone. And I've seen some of you in the comment section who don't want larger phones, so seems kind of unfair to me. Apple, figure it out. Of course, one of my top things is to always check out for holiday sales and trade-in deals at your carrier. You might get better deals. iPhones don't tend to go on a lot of sales. However, if you're going from one carrier to another, sometimes you can save a couple bucks there. So always be looking for those. I don't know that I would encourage people to buy the iPhone right out of the gate unless there's a great sale going on with your carrier, because there's always going to be better sales later on. So I would just hold off. And the iPhone 11 is now a damn good deal at $600. If you don't have 5G, don't need 5G, this phone is great. And still to this day and into next year and the year after, an incredible phone with a great processor, great camera, and a great size. The only thing it doesn't have is OLED and 5G. It's just a monster otherwise. And pound for pound, dollar for dollar, I think it might be the best phone in this lineup that's still left. I don't even know that the XR is even worth bothering with anymore unless it's for a kid, because at $500, I would just save up the extra $100 and get the iPhone 11. And of course, the SE is really only for those who want something like an SE. And the battery life on that thing is not great. So for me, the iPhone 11 is the pound for pound king. But if you want to save up a little bit extra money and try to go to the 12 mini because you like that size, fair enough. But now you're jumping way high to get to the iPhone 12. The gap between the iPhone 12 and 11 is so big now that I don't believe it's worth most people's time, at least the most average consumers out there, to get one. I would absolutely tell most people who are going, hey, want to get a new iPhone, what should I get? I'd probably tell them the 11, believe it or not. But ultimately, this is just an iPhone upgrade year where there's not a lot of difference between iPhone to iPhone. And this is one of the things that's infuriating about someone who actually uses an iPhone. Like I have my Galaxy Fold 2, which I love. It's something different. But with iPhones, they've been the same for the last couple of years. Their look is pretty much the same. And it's just, I don't know, it's not as exciting. And the differences, well, I mean, listen, there are some differences, especially when it comes to someone like me who's a content creator, will use the cameras for my channel. It definitely is worth that. But for most people, unless you're on something like an iPhone 8 or something, I just don't see the point. Get something like an iPhone 11 or look for an 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max on sale somewhere, because of course those are now discontinued. For me, those are much better deals. But what do you think? Leave me a comment below. Tell me which phone you're going to buy. I did a couple more videos about the iPhone 12 here and here. Make sure you check those out if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace and love.